What's up, you guys? It's time for another episode of the Punch It Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Sydney.
And I'm Jamil.
Yeah, so true.
I thought you were going to introduce me too. Sorry.
Oh, let's start again.
No, keep going. I like it like this.
Okay.
It's more authentic and real,
So
like
true.
wrestling.
So true. Speaking of, we are having another episode to prepare us for this weekend's Saturday night main event.
Heck yeah.
Love those. Could you tell us a little bit? Is the Saturday night main event a big deal?
It's a newer thing they've just brought back. It kind of started, I think, in the 80s. It was like before Raw and SmackDown. So sort of like primetime Saturday night NBC WWE programming. So they brought it back. I think this is like the third one back since they've, started again earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty cool. It's not, Raw or SmackDown. It's not a PLE either. It's, just a collection of some matches. This particular one, though, has the best card yet. We have almost all of the major players right now. A lot of cool storylines. So this should be a good Saturday night's main event. I think it's a big deal.
Yeah, nice. So PLE is usually like WrestleMania, Summer Slam.
Yeah, even Backlash.
Yeah.
What we just saw.
Okay.
Last month.
And this is kind of like, this is going to be on regular TV, not a premiere pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, well, it'll be on NBC and then Peacock, just like any other PLE.
Okay.
Because it's NBC.
Okay, cool. Nice. Well, shall we get started with the lineup?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, let's talk about the lineup, and then all of these, obviously, we'll kind of get into how they came about, a little bit of background on what's been happening on Raw and SmackDown, too. So I think it'll all come together nicely.
Yeah. Just a little bit of, this is what you missed, and this is why it's important for this coming up Saturday night main event.
For sure. Okay, hit me with the first one, girl.
First one, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. How do you feel about it?
I don't like Logan Paul.
Boo.
He's really getting booed a lot. Yeah. I think that I get what they're doing, celebrity sort of mainstream appeal, I guess. And he gets the crowd really angry and hyped to see whoever he's wrestling win. He beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania. So now all of our hopes are into Jey Uso to defeat him at Saturday night's main event.
And do you think he will?
I think he will. It would be very weird because the title's on the line.
Yeah.
So I think it would be very weird if Jey Uso had already lost his title, especially to Logan Paul. It would kind of feel like the thing that Jey Uso would never come back from. Mm-hmm. So I hope that they keep this championship run, championship run started, but I hope it starts strong. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah, I want to see a strong start.
Yeah.
Beat Logan Paul. Super kick him as many times as you need, Jay. I've been critical of your super kicks, but you can super kick him 10 times if you need to.
Super kick. Has Logan Paul ever won a title before?
Yeah, he was the United States champion for a while, I think.
Oh, wow. So he could do well, but probably won't.
He probably won't. I think Jay's going to win.
Yeah.
It'll be satisfying to kind of see that happen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Anytime Jey Uso wins, I'm usually cheering for him. It's usually him versus a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next on.
Let's talk about the implications of this match though, because there's already a second World Heavyweight Championship match lined up for Gunther. Gunther will face the winner of this, and he has threatened both Jey and Logan Paul, saying, "I need to beat Jey. If you take this away from me, there'll be hell to pay."
Oh.
Did you see that?
No, I don't think so.
We watched that together.
Okay. Well, maybe I didn't see it then. So whoever wins this match is going to fight Gunther for it?
Yeah, Gunther already has a championship rematch guaranteed. So
who decides that?
I think Adam Pearce, I guess. The wrestlers kind of decide the show themselves.
Right. They make their own rules.
Yeah, they make their own rules.
I call who wins.
Yeah, so there's already another match lined up. So this is going to be a short-lived rivalry. It's just one match. Get it out of the way. Take care of business, Jay, then move on to real wrestlers.
Will this happen to, like, the same night against Gunther?
No, this is supposed to happen, like, in 2 weeks on Raw, I think.
Okay. Interesting. Is that all you want to say?
That's all I wanted to say. We can move on to the next match.
Sure.
Don't talk about that one yet, though. I'll start with that one because that one's like the least important. Okay.
So next, I want to say Damian Priest versus McIntyre in a steel cage match. What is a steel cage match?
Steel cage match, not to be confused with Hell in a Cell or War Games.
Yeah, I made that stupid mistake.
It's not stupid. It's confusing. There's too many cages, too many cells. You know, what's the difference, really?
Yeah.
But a steel cage match has the rule that you're supposed to win by escaping the cage. Either out the front door, which I don't know why more people don't just use the front door, or you literally climb the cage like a cat, like our producer, who is making a lot of noise right now.
Yeah.
Hope it doesn't come up in the video. But you climb the cage and you escape out that way. Mm-hmm. At one point, you could also pin. I don't know if you could still pin to win. Comment in the comment box
if you know the rules.
If you can actually win by pinfall. But yeah, so you escape the cage to win. Okay. So it's not quite as violent as Hell in a Cell because you can't get any weapons because you can't leave. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so you win by escaping.
Yeah, that was my mistake because I was afraid. Didn't we just see McIntyre and CM Punk in this super bloody Hell in a Cell? And is that what this cage match is going to be? The steel cage is like too?
Yeah. No, it's usually not as violent, not really as bloody. Okay. But because we just saw McIntyre and Damian Priest at WrestleMania in the Sin City Street Fight, which was violent. They used a lot of weapons in that match too. Well, not that many, but there was some hard bumps in that. So this one should be a little bit easier.
Sure.
Who do you think is going to win?
I think McIntyre is going to win.
McIntyre again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make more sense, but I think if they're going to continue this feud, which I don't know how they would, and sorry, our producer really doesn't like this segment. She's trying to put an end to it by pulling out the wires. But anyways, I think that because McIntyre won the first one, I think Damian Priest might win this one.
Really? I feel like, I don't know if I've already said this, but I just feel like Damian Priest has been on a losing streak lately. And I just, and McIntyre is obviously on top right now.
Yeah, he's one of the best heels they have going. Mm-hmm. He's very, he wins a lot, even though he's a bad guy. Yeah. So, well, actually, you might have convinced me. I think if McIntyre wins this, then that feud it might be time to end that feud. And they just both move on to different things.
We'll see.
So let's go I'll go McIntyre.
Okay. We should start keeping points and then
Oh, yeah. We should go for a time period, until whatever this PLE.
Yeah.
And then we'll tally up. It's like the Masked Singer when they tally up how many people that they can guess.
Yeah.
And then the winner gets the belt, which we'll reveal later. We do have a belt.
Yes. Cool. So what else is there happening at Saturday Night Main Event? Okay, what about CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker?
This is the feud that they've spent, I think, the most time on Raw actually developing. I would say that this is the main feud and the main storyline happening on Raw right now. It has closed every show since WrestleMania. Some combination of these guys have closed every Raw since WrestleMania.
Right.
This is interesting. We're still in the early stages of this Rollins, Breaker, Heyman alliance. We don't know what's going to turn into yet, but this is the first hurdle they have to get over.
Yeah.
CM Punk is not letting this betrayal go.
Right.
He is not moving on with his life. He wants to punish Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman for what they did at WrestleMania.
They deserve it. They should be punished.
They deserve it. And Sami is there for some reason. Well,
Sami is just a good friend. He is there when you need him.
Absolutely. He is there for the bloodline. I think it started because he was originally trying excuse me. I think, well, Seth was trying to recruit Sammy to leave. Either he wanted him to either join up with him, I think, or just get out of their way and go to SmackDown. And he would guarantee him a championship match. I don't know how he's allowed to do that. But yeah, that was the offer, and Sammy refused. Said, when I win this championship, it is going to be the right way, not because I took some handout from you.
Yeah.
So now CM Punk and Sammy, they're not exactly friends. They've had their differences in the past.
Really?
But they're putting this aside because there is a bigger evil to tackle.
Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker.
Yeah, they're trying to take over wrestling, and CM Punk and Sammy are trying to put an end to this.
And it's wrong. It's just they're so bad.
Yeah, and CM Punk and Sammy are my number one and I would say 1A and 1B favorite wrestlers. So I didn't think I'd ever see these two guys team up, but I'm very excited to see this team.
So what's the beef? Why doesn't CM Punk and Sami Zayn like each other? Or why aren't they actual besties?
Well, I think they're alluding to real life stuff from the past of the way CM Punk kind of left the company.
So everybody was really mad at him? Even people like Sammy?
Yeah, I think so. I think he just really left on bad terms. A lot of the wrestlers felt like he abandoned them, betrayed them, or whatever. And he badmouthed the company a lot. But I don't know. I guess, we don't really know. This is real life backstage stuff, so we're not in those conversations. But from what I know, CM Punk was just really mad at the management and the way he was being used.
Right.
And, he may have badmouthed some other wrestlers on the way out. But I think all that stuff is behind them now in real life. I mean, they're old men now, so what's the point in this beef? CM Punk is having his best run in a very long time. And yeah, I think he squashed those beefs. So I'm happy to see this tag team. I wish it was a real tag team. Maybe it could continue in the future. We don't know. But yeah, this is a cool pairing of guys.
Yeah, all love to those guys. Who do you think's going to win?
There's two scenarios I could see happening. And you tell me which one of these you like, or if you don't like either of them.
Okay.
I think if CM Punk and Sammy win, I think that will mean that Seth Rollins will realize that his just having Braun Breaker is not good enough, and they'll add a new member to strengthen them up. Or if we're really supposed to believe that this Seth Rollins new group is going to be a player for a long time, they have to win this match because Seth and Braun Breaker are supposed to be a real team, a real alliance, and CM Punk and Sammy are kind of makeshift. So I would go with the real team over this temporary. You know this thing is going to be temporary. Yeah. So if we really want them to believe, if they really want us to believe that these guys are strong, then they have to win. Otherwise, what's the intimidation behind this group?
Dang. Interesting. I wonder if at some point CM Punk will join forces back with Roman Reigns for a sort of tag team against maybe Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. And that is supposed to be the dream team to take down Seth.
That would be good. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that either. Roman Reigns is, we haven't heard from him since WrestleMania. Right. We expect him to come back. Right. We don't know when. But yeah, that could be the case too. So what is your pick then? What do you think might happen for this match?
Well, I think you're right. I mean, we had talked about the possibility of the, do they have a name? Seth Rollins' side.
Yeah, they don't have a team name yet.
We did talk about the possibility, 3 people isn't enough. They probably will add a 4th.
Especially because there's only 2 wrestlers. One of them doesn't wrestle. One of them is the manager. Yeah, he's an old man.
He's just a wisecracking manager. So I guess that is a possibility. I think in that, because I just see, like you said, the weaker alliance is between Sammy and CM Punk. And maybe if another person joins Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, that starts getting Roman Reigns to join CM Punk. I still am hoping I'm like not doing such a really great job at anticipating some of this stuff. I'm like, they got to be smarter than that, than what like I'm coming up with after like.
I'm just guessing too. I mean, we're not usually on Raw and SmackDown. It's pretty predictable. I mean, like
like someone's gonna come
we're
out.
calling out. Nobody's gonna lose this match. Nobody's gonna get pinned. It's gonna be interference.
Yeah.
But Saturday Night's main event. I mean, they have a lot of like big matches here, or seemingly big matches. Mm-hmm. They could just do something different.
Sure. All right. Anything else on that?
No, I think I'm good. Do we both pick the same winner, or who is your?
I think I'm saying Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Yeah. Unfortunately, okay. I hate to see the good guys go down, but just with what I know of the game. Mm-hmm. All right. The good one.
Yeah. Oh my God.
John Cena and R-Truth. R-Truth versus his childhood hero, John Cena.
Yeah, this is funny. This feels like fan service, You
think?
Like this is kind of just a temporary break from this real John Cena heel run, just to have a little fun. Because R-Truth has been, always saying, John is his childhood hero, which is obviously a joke. R-Truth is older than John Cena.
Really? He looks great. John Cena looks 100 years old.
Hey, R-Truth has been an active wrestler this whole time. He never retired and went Hollywood like John.
I love that for him.
Although I do have to say, Jackpot, amazing movie.
It is a good movie.
It is a really good movie.
With Awkwafina and John Cena. His best work yet.
Go watch Jackpot with John Cena.
On Amazon Prime.
And Awkwafina.
Yeah. Come back and tell us in the comments your real thoughts.
Yeah, after you watch Saturday Night's main event. Okay. So, and this podcast. Don't leave this podcast window until it's over.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, so it's been like a joke for a long time. R-Truth has been making that John Cena is his childhood hero. He has been defending John throughout this whole run, like all these little backstage quick segments about how, John wouldn't turn on the fans. He's not talking about me. He's a good guy. He's my hero. So it's pretty funny that they're doing this match. It's a non-title match, which they could have just made it for the title.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously R-Truth is not going to win. So, maybe they made it not for the title so that R-Truth could win. And then he gets another match for the title. I wouldn't mind it. But anyways, I think in this limited John Cena run where he's going to leave at the end of the year, I think doing these like fun fan service matches, like the match with Randy Orton, that's more fan service, right?
Okay. Well, isn't all of his matches fan service? It's like, oh, if I could see John Cena fight this guy again before he's done forever.
Well, I think like Cody Rhodes, I mean, you could argue that everything's fan service, but I mean, the feud with Cody Rhodes was a real feud. I mean, that was a real storyline.
Yeah.
Whereas these things with Randy and now, because Randy Orton, it's already over. Like they've moved past it.
Yeah.
And now he's going on to R-Truth.
Right.
So, I would consider that like they're just getting these little things out of the way that everybody wants to see. And then maybe after this R-Truth thing, they'll move on to the next real storyline.
Mm-hmm. Like deeper than the last one.
Yeah, like
with Randy Orton.
With Randy Orton, they did like promote it. They gave it, some attention, but I don't think anybody really believed that Randy would win.
Yeah.
Just like this R-Truth thing. I mean, it's just a nice little break until we get to the next real actual stakes feud, which who knows what that's going to be. Maybe Cody hasn't been seen since WrestleMania either. Yeah. Cody could come back for his rematch, or we could see whatever, John's next appearance, next PLE is going to be. Mm-hmm. But they didn't promote this match at all. The entire promotion was at Backlash when he, gave him the AA. Mm-hmm. And then he attacked him again at the post-game press conference.
Yeah.
So that's the entire promotion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, now I'm like wondering what's supposed to be this road for John Cena, because if the Cody Rhodes storyline, I thought like because that was WrestleMania, that is why like we were all gonna like, and that was the first thing that really kicked off that made us think like, whoa, what's gonna happen, And we were right to predict that it was John Cena because we knew he had this long road ahead of him for the rest of the year. Mm-hmm. And then with Randy Orton, it did seem like a lesser production of a storyline, but it wasn't for WrestleMania. It's a smaller, right?
Yeah. Well, I think with this John Cena run, so I think the big surprise was the heel turn, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody thought that was going to happen. That was the big surprise. But my prediction is that when he's going to lose the championship, I think we'll know. Like it's going to be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
My prediction is he'll either lose it, he'll give it back to Cody, or he might lose it to CM Punk.
But he's going to have the championship for a while, I feel like, because honestly, I was seeing him like keeping it for the rest of his run until
his last match is when he loses it. You think? I mean, that could be, yeah.
Or, is that crazy to think?
I don't think so. I think the two choices for me would either be SummerSlam in August or his last match.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he loses it, then he could go on a redemption run where he turns back good to end his career.
Oh.
Or because I think if he keeps it, it's hard to do a face turn while you're a heel champion. You kind of have to lose and then have some other kind of storyline in order to make that happen.
Interesting.
So I think those are the two only things that I think make sense.
Okay.
But I think when he's going to lose it, we'll know because of the opponent.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so R-Truth, is he going to win this Saturday or not?
I think it'd be really funny if he won. I kind of almost want that, like he rolls him up or something, like he surprises him, right, and he wins. But logic tells me that he won't. I think John Cena might beat him up pretty bad.
Ooh.
I think he might hurt him. He might attack him after the match too.
Oh no!
Just to make him feel more bad, because people love R-Truth.
Yeah.
So if he beats R-Truth and he beats him up bad, I think that's just more heat on Cena.
Oh, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I think if you just beat him regular and then just left, I don't know. It doesn't. I feel like I want to see. This is really for the story, right? We're not expecting a really good wrestling match, so I just want to see something fun.
Sure.
Let Truth get some hits in. Let us believe he's gonna win.
Do we know how R-Truth feels like having this match against his childhood hero?
Has R-Truth talked since then?
He got.
I feel like he may have.
Okay.
But he was attacked by John Cena.
Right. Maybe we'll see, because this is coming out, or we're filming this before SmackDown on Friday. Yeah. So maybe we'll see some of that. Let us know in the comments what
John and R-Truth should both be there for SmackDown this week, because it's just one day before. It must be in the same city or close by. I don't know.
Okay.
Producer, fact check that.
Please. All right. Any other thoughts on Saturday Night Main Event?
No.
All right.
I'm good. I'm ready to move on to just a little recap of what we have coming up in the near future.
Yeah. So next on my list is talking about those that have qualified for Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm. Give us. I want you to describe what Money in the Bank is.
Money in the Bank.
Tell the people about Money in the Bank. What does it mean? What kind of match is it? How many people are in the match?
Okay. Oh. Why?
Because we're having an off screen conversation about how many people were in the Money in the Bank, because there were all these people qualifying.
Okay.
And Sid was trying to figure out. She's like, so if this is a triple threat, then how many people are in the match? So I want to see if we talked about it. I want to see if you.
I don't want to share misinformation.
Well, I'll correct you.
Okay. So let's see how far I can get here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Money in the Bank is a championship where you get a briefcase and you are allowed to use it against any other champion and fight them for that belt. And it's typically, as I've seen previously, Tiffy Time, my fave, had Money in the Bank last year for a very long time, longer than I had known her. I didn't actually see her get the Money in the Bank last year, but I saw her on the verge of using it. So you likely use your money in the bank briefcase or cash it in, as they say, when someone with the belt is like out cold.
Yeah, so important to highlight, you can cash in your money in the bank at any time. It doesn't have to be a scheduled match.
Yeah.
So the champion could fight in a match.
Yeah.
And, whoever wins is like really beat up and like barely hanging on. And you could come in and cash your money in the bank right then and get a very big advantage in it for a championship.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what we saw with Tiffy Time doing that with Nia, right?
Yeah, Nia had been attacked by like a few different girls.
Yeah.
And then Tiffany decided to cash it in.
And that's what makes it exciting, is because they kind of tease you about it a little bit.
They tease you and like, is it going to be now? Is it going to happen now?
Yeah. And then it's funny because they run out with their briefcase and then they have to give it to the ref and they're like, I'm going to cash it in.
And then the ref is always like, you want what? You're doing? He's like, I'm handing you a briefcase. What else would this be?
Yeah.
I want to go to lunch with you. What kind of, why is the ref always shocked that this is happening?
No, so I've seen them like know what's supposed to happen. I don't know. The refs aren't the best.
That's why they're refs and they're not wrestlers, not the smartest people in the world.
Don't start creating haters for us now.
Well, the refs are gonna be mad.
There's some respected refs out there, and the WWE fans love the refs. Yeah. We're moving on.
Apologies to the ref community.
We're moving on. Yeah.
But they are very weak. That's it. That's the last thing I'm
editing that out. So right now we're in qualifier mode where people are fighting in triple threat matches.
Yeah, so there's a men's Money in the Bank match and a women's Money in the Bank match.
Right.
And we're in qualifiers right now. So every qualifier is a triple threat match. 3 superstars get the opportunity for 1 spot in Money in the Bank out of how many spots?
9.
You think there's 9 people in this ladder match?
Oh, 6? 6.
Did you say it was a ladder match? So
no, I didn't.
It is a ladder match where the briefcase is hanging from the ceiling as if like a championship would be. And there's 6 wrestlers all trying to climb this ladder and literally grab the briefcase and unhook it. And that's how you win the match.
Ladders are always fun and anxiety inducing for me because they could be falling off a ladder. My biggest fear, breaking your neck. And it happens, right?
I don't know if a wrestler's ever broken their neck falling off a ladder.
They're so skilled out there. They know how to use the
pros.
ladders. Yeah. So right now there's qualifiers and there's a few people that have already officially qualified.
Tell us.
Those are Solo Sikoa.
He's not a tree. Solo Sikoa.
Sikoa. Sorry, my autocorrect corrects all of these wrestlers' names.
It does say Sequoia there in her defense, but she did write these notes herself.
Because the autocorrect has changed it to Sequoia.
He's as strong as a tree.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
So what is it actually?
Sikoa.
Sikoa. Apologies to that man. Solo Sikoa. Thoughts? What happened in that match where he qualified? Do you remember?
Who did he beat?
LA Knight?
No, LA Knight could still qualify. He wasn't in that match.
Oh.
I don't remember.
I guess it doesn't matter.
It was... So, I do remember who was in that match now. It was Solo Sikoa versus Rey Fenix.
Oh, yeah. Poor Rey.
Versus... I don't remember who the last person was. Solo?
Valor?
No, that was on Raw.
Okay.
Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Sorry,
Solo
tell
won.
us in the comments. Solo won. So he's one of those 6 that will be at Money in the Bank. Do you know when Money in the Bank is? Is it next in the...
It's in June, yeah. Okay. It'll be the next PLE. Cool. That's why they're doing the qualifiers now.
Cool. All right, next qualified is Alexa.
So we only have one men's qualifier.
Yes.
Right? So Solo's the only one so far. I don't think Solo is going to win.
Okay.
We don't know who's in the match.
There's gonna be so many other people in the match.
Yeah, there's gonna be 5 other people.
Like,
so
he's my least favorite so far.
Unless the other people are like Tozawa or something, I do not see Solo Sikoa winning the Money in the Bank.
Wow. Don't hate on Tozawa.
Yeah, I shouldn't hate on Tozawa. I like Tozawa. He should be in the Money in the Bank. Put Tozawa in the Money in the Bank. I'm the leader of that campaign.
Alpha Academy. Alpha Academy's #1 fan right here.
I think I would believe more that Maxine is going to win. If she's in the women's, then I would believe Tozawa could win.
All right, we're getting ahead of that.
Okay.
We don't know if she's even going to fight.
So there's 5 other people. I think one of those 5 are going to win. I'll save my prediction till I know.
Okay. So you don't think Solo is going to? Okay, for the ladies, Alexa Bliss qualified. Alexa Bliss, I don't know her very well.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is she is the wife of one of my favorite characters from the 90s.
Characters, and it wasn't the 90s.
The 90s, oh my gosh.
He's not a character, and it wasn't the 90s.
He is a character, as in, if thinking that the early 2000s, early 2010s is a series.
Well, his hair kind of looks like an anime character. Like his hair from back then.
Was he not in The Hills?
I didn't watch The Hills, but he was.
Right.
He's not like a reality star or an actor. He's a singer.
I think he was in The Hills. Well,
say his name.
Check. His name is Ryan Cabrera. What's his #1 song?
On the Way Down.
On the Way Down.
Don't say we could get copyright strike by Ryan Cabrera.
Sorry, Ryan.
We're fans. That's why we're singing your song.
Yeah.
Don't copyright us.
Okay. Well, his wife
is the axolotl.
Oh yeah.
From the Masked Singer.
And also Alexa Bliss, the wrestler.
That's her, not her legal name, but that's her name.
Yes.
In wrestling.
Yes. Happy for her. Haven't seen her. She's kind of giving Harley Quinn vibes. Was that her whole thing?
Yeah. So I think the way she kind of decorates or dresses herself is kind of based on she was in the Wyatt family for a while. So she has like some Wyatt family tributes on her stuff.
Who are the Wyatt family?
They're like the Wyatt Six, like those guys that appeared and then they disappeared. Remember like those scary people?
Oh.
That came, the guy with the rocking chair, and then he had like a girl, and then they had like 2 other guys with them wearing masks.
Oh my gosh.
So the original incarnation was the Wyatt family. They were really big characters about 10 years ago.
Anything else about Alexa?
No, I mean, I'm happy to see her back.
Yeah.
She's good. I'm excited to see her wrestling. I like that she's in like the main storylines, like in the Money in the Bank. We don't know what's going to happen in Money in the Bank, but I could see her as a potential winner. She's a good wrestler.
Sure. All right. Okay. Next, Roxanne.
Yeah, you're Roxanne's #1 hater.
Maybe not #1, but one of her top. What's her last name? Perez. Not a good wrestling name.
Well, I think Roxanne is like a good wrestling name. It's like a good character name, like because of that song. So people, I don't know. I don't know if it's based on that, but
yeah, I don't love these heels, these rookie heels coming up and being so annoying, and her trying to suck up to Judgment Day. Not gonna work. I'm glad that my girl, not my girl, but
have you seen some of the stuff that Raquel's been saying about her?
No. What is Raquel saying about Michelle? About Roxanne?
She's like, you brought some. I saw something online. I don't know if this is real or maybe someone made it up, but it's been going around online where where Raquel's like, you brought some cheap ass nuggets. That's not gonna work. Get the hell out. We don't need you. We don't want you. Because she's clearly kind of moving in on Liv's spot because Liv is a big Hollywood star. She's making a movie now, so she's trying to move in. And Finn is, Finn invited her.
Finn loves her, yeah. And
yeah, she's trying to gain. She brought Dom some chicken nuggets, which
I think Dom is on the fence if he's likes her or not, or likes her joining the group.
I mean, Dom is not a loyal man. Clearly, he's shown that he will cheat on women. He cheated on Rhea to get Liv.
Oh, I hope he stays with Liv. He loves Liv.
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah actually.
So, anyways, yeah, she brought him nuggets.
Not to comment on their relationship, but guys that cheat, don't forgive them. So, Roxanne is qualified. I wonder if she will win because I feel like we have not gotten to experience her name of the Prodigy. That's her like nickname or whatever. Her being the Prodigy, I wonder what that means because I know she's young, but also like lots of wrestlers are pretty young. And she's short. But and she's small. Like maybe that's like the Prodigy thing. But I think it would be interesting, not that I'm asking for this, if she wins Money in the Bank, and that is how she gets her name of the Prodigy. Because her first like big match, she wins.
Anyways, yeah, I think she could definitely win. I think they've done a pretty good job of pushing her into main storylines. Like she was in the tag team match where she fought Rhea and Io, and now she's in segments with the Judgment Day, and now she's qualified for Money in the Bank. Mm-hmm. So along with her debut on the main roster, they're featuring her heavily on TV and putting her with other big wrestlers. So that could be a sign that she could win.
Yeah. I'm tired talking to her about her. Next qualified is Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley. She was just champion. Multiple time champion.
Yeah.
So Money in the Bank is usually to kind of put somebody in the championship picture that has not been in the championship picture yet. You know, like it doesn't always happen. You know, sometimes main eventers win just to make things interesting. But last year, Damian Priest and Liv, or not Liv, I mean Tiffany won. So Damian Priest and Tiffany had never won a main championship, and they were like, you know, mid carders.
Really?
And then winning those pushed them both into the main event. So that's kind of more so, I think, the norm. You know.
Okay.
I've missed a few years, so I don't exactly know who they've given it to every year. But that's, in my experience, usually they want to push somebody in the main event picture who wasn't in it before.
Okay.
So Rhea winning would go against that, but also they could do whatever they want. You know, they could just give it to her because people love her. She's the most popular women's wrestler by far.
Yeah. Yeah, I love her. I'm obsessed with Rhea Ripley. I think she's the best. So those are people that are qualified.
So the women's side already has half of the competitors. And then we know that Charlotte and Julia.
Yeah, so I was going to say that next is the next matches of who is the next to get qualified are the triple threats. This one is Charlotte versus Charlotte Flair versus Julia versus Zelina. Zelina Vega, right?
Yeah.
Does Julia have a last name?
It's just Julia.
Okay.
She's one of the special ones that gets one name.
Yeah, with a G. She spells Julia with a G. So who do you think is going to win this match? Very varying height differences between the three. It's like a short, medium, tall. So Zelina is very short. Julia, I'm guessing, is pretty average height, and Charlotte, I just see her as a very tall woman.
Yeah,
a really tall glass of water, Charlotte. Any thoughts on who you think is going to win that match to be a qualifier for Money in the Belt? Money in the Belt.
Money in the Belt.
Money in the Bank.
I think Charlotte will win. I think if she's not in Money in the Bank, what is she doing?
Yeah.
You know, Julia is new. She doesn't really need to be in there yet, although they did put Roxanne, so Julia winning and being in the match wouldn't be the craziest thing ever. And Zelina already has the U.S. Championship.
Yeah.
So
I think that makes a lot of sense. Now I'm thinking about it because I was a little. I mean, sorry to Julia, but I wasn't thinking she was gonna qualify. But yeah, Zelina already finally has her first belt, right? And Charlotte is theoretically a what is it, main eventer, and Zelina and Julia are mid card, low card kind of girlies. Yeah. And Charlotte, yeah, I feel like Charlotte, her losing track, her losing road after losing at WrestleMania to Tiffany, I feel like wasn't very long and wasn't very like as bad as it could be. Yeah. Because it was a really intense match between the two, and they still hate each other after. I get that, but she kind of just like brushed her shoulders and was like, I'm still a really good wrestler. Yeah. And we're like, yeah, but we still hate you. Like, so yeah, I feel like they're not going to keep her as a big loser for long. So yeah, I think you're right. You want to talk about the last men's qualifier, or the next men's qualifier that we know of?
Oh, we know about. Oh yeah, I forgot that they talked about this.
Yeah, LA Knight versus Aleister Black versus Nakamura.
Yeah.
So there's the LA Knight triple threat that I was mistaken earlier about. Aleister Black is back, I guess. I had never seen him before. And he is Zelina's real life husband, right?
Yeah.
Crazy combo.
Yeah.
But, love is love. And LA Knight's former nemesis, Nakamura. You think they're really former nemesis? I think that's the first time I saw both Nakamura and LA Knight was when they were fighting for this is when we first started watching SmackDown, because we used to be strictly Raw people.
Yeah, we were
just watching Raw.
We just watched Raw for the first couple of months, for the first few months, and then we started watching SmackDown after when things weren't making sense to us anymore. Yeah,
so then when we started watching SmackDown, that was when I was first introduced to LA Knight, and he was also fighting Nakamura, and that was interesting. So anyway, those three. Any ideas who your favorite to win is?
I'm gonna go with LA Knight. I think I said I would reserve my pick for the winner because I forgot that we were going to talk about him. But if anybody is primed to go from upper mid card to the main event picture, LA Knight seems like the guy.
You think?
This year. He's just so popular.
Yeah.
And there's no one left in the mid card for him to fight. Like, who's he going to keep fighting? He should go up and be in the championship picture.
Yeah.
I don't know if having him fight John Cena during this run is the right move just yet. But I think that he's gonna get a championship run with the main belt. I don't know which one, if it's the SmackDown one or the Raw one, but they just can't keep it. He's so popular that we've seen this before. Like, Jey Uso got so popular they put the belt on him.
Yeah.
LA Knight is so popular they can't just keep him in the U.S. Championship picture this whole time.
Sure. Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, he doesn't need to win Money in the Bank to challenge for the championship.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean he has to win, but if I could pick someone at the top of my head, to be a competitor and to win Money in the Bank, I don't think anybody would be upset with LA Knight winning Money in the Bank.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think, he's a fan favorite right now. He's America's sweetheart now that Cody Rhodes is gone or just not around. And I agree with that. But cool. Well, we'll see.
And then Nakamura wins the qualifier. We'd be like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're dumb. We don't even, he's not even in the match.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. But yeah. Well, we'll do another episode of this to prepare us really for Money in the Bank, so we can get like with a few more episodes of Raw and SmackDown, really understand what we're getting in with the Money in the Bank. And yeah, anything else?
No, I think that's it. The next time we'll probably talk more about what's been happening on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
And then we'll know more about Money in the Bank, like you said, and we'll really pick a winner.
Yeah. So we'll start doing these maybe more consistently. Mm-hmm. Just kind of elaborating more on the storylines right now, because I think we could do that a little bit better, more than just at these primetime events. In the meantime, follow us on TikTok. What's our TikTok at?
At Punch It Pro Wrestling.
Yeah. We'll have some fun little short videos.
We're cooking some stuff up right now.
Yeah. Some fun filters. Get to know us a little better.
Fun filters.
Yeah. I think that's it.
That's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. And remember, punch it. We have to come up with a better way to say punch it. I don't know what remember punch it means.
I don't think, yeah.
It doesn't mean anything.
Remember, punch it. Remember. Yeah, I don't know why you said remember.
I don't know how. I need to find a better segue to it, but yeah.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.